You know how you have one of those days where you really shouldn't get out of bed? February 13th, 2004 was that day. I was stuck in a job I hated, with friends that sucked the life out of me, and with a family I wasn't getting along with. After being ditched by my boyfriend on our first Valentine's Day and messing up big time at my job, I was driving home in agony thinking, what about me? Why can't I have what I want?
It's like I've never lived before.
A car accident had left me with chronic back pain for 4 years, so every bump on the road that day felt like nails scraping down my back. I was done. I couldn't live with this pain anymore. As I prepared to drive myself off the road to end it all, I began yelling at God, if there was a God. I gripped the wheel tightly and screamed, God, if you're real, you need to change my life because I can't live this way. And like that, 4 years of excruciating pain was gone instantly. I steered back onto the road and felt God say, I am real, I do love you, and I have a plan for you. When I didn't think anybody cared, Jesus showed up and literally saved my life in more ways than one. I'm an initiator, so when I started coming to church, I determined not to be a spectator. I was going to be a leader. I also dragged my skeptical brother Chandler to church. I told him, come to church with me 3 times and I'll prove to you that God's real. Well, he came and God did the rest, just like I knew he would. Because you can't know the God of the universe and then walk away from him. 1 John 4:19 tells us that we love because he first loved us. I went to Bible college and I decided that I was going to be a pastor. I was telling God all the things that I was going to do when it dawned on me, maybe I should ask God what he thinks. As soon as I asked, I heard political science. People hear about injustice in the world today and say, somebody should do something about that. I've always wanted that somebody to be me. I realized political science could give me the knowledge I needed to take a stand against injustice. So I enrolled, and since then, every opportunity has come from God. Relationships with influential people, traveling the world, speaking to large crowds of people about injustice like human trafficking, God's favor has saturated my life. One day when I was sharing about my work with the H21 project to stop human trafficking, I felt like God interrupted me and said, you're going to be a lawyer. I went to the bathroom and cried. I didn't want to be a lawyer. I had already given God 2 years of Bible college. I was 2 years into my political science degree. How could God ask for 6 more years? That was the point where I almost walked away from God because I felt like he was asking for too much. But the truth is, God wants everything. Your whole life, your whole dreams, everything. And the one thing I hadn't given him was my dreams. There in the bathroom, I made what I would call a divine exchange. I traded my dreams of being a young wife and a mother and said that your dreams will become my dreams. So I started applying to schools and saving money. And as I stared at a handful of applications to law schools, I realized I had just applied for everything I had never wanted. But my dreams were becoming his dreams. I'm the first student to be accepted directly to University of Ottawa from Grant MacEwan. Even the president of my university said that it was impossible to be accepted. But that's okay. I serve an impossible God. There's a verse that's been prophesied over my life. It's Daniel 11:32. It says, those who know their God will be strong and do exploits. My life has been a huge adventure. The things I've done and that have happened to me are only because of God's favor. At times it's easy to feel like God owes me something. I've been a good steward. I've done what you've asked. What about me? In the end, God always looks after the what about me's. But I'm not focused on me anymore. I'm looking down the path God's laid out for me. The path I never would have found if I hadn't given up everything to follow. God has big plans for me, and I'm enjoying the ride. My name is Jessica, and this is my story.